Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Josh Mansfield, a teacher with the Demon, and with me is Nathan Fox, one of the founders of lsatdemon.com and the weekly podcast Thinking LSAT. Our email today, Nate, comes from Angelica, who wants to know if she should keep going or just stop.
She says, "Hello, my name is Angelica. I've been studying on and off for about 2 years. I've been a paralegal for over 7 years and a mom of 3 little ones. When I first started studying, my diagnostic was a 150. I took the official test and scored a 150. I was studying on my own with an LSAT prep book. I decided to take the LSAT again, and this time used another prep company, and I scored a 154. I was going to take the test again, but I found out I was pregnant with my third and had medical complications. A few months after she was born, I decided to start studying again and paid to get a tutor with that same other prep company. I thought I was going to do so much better and took the test again this past November, scoring lower than my original test and my diagnostic. Yikes. That's frustrating. That's a lot of time and money, you know.
Yeah.
What is that now? 3 official attempts, huh?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
My family really thinks I should just apply and see what happens. Part of me wants to apply, while another part thinks I should just keep trying to get a better LSAT since my UGPA from over 11 years ago is low. Or maybe I should just stop and live with the fact that I'll only be a paralegal. My highest PT was a 165, and a few weeks prior to taking the test, my lowest was a 157. The few weeks leading up to the test, my scores were going lower and lower, and I thought I could just push through, but maybe I was putting too much pressure on myself and my migraines were too much. No one else around me is going through this process, and I don't know if I can pay for another company. I've been watching your videos for a few months now, and I guess I'm just curious about what advice you would give. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Angelica. What do you want to say to Angelica?
Yeah, it seems like the hope was to take November and then apply and be
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
And so it's not surprising to me that she describes kind of this slide as she got closer and closer because of the
yep,
pressure she put on herself. Um, but to have a practice test, as high as 165 shows that she has the capacity to score higher,
yep.
approaching it the right way. I think the big question I would ask though is like, what's your plan after law school? If you're a paralegal, are you planning on going back to where you're working? Is it, kind of a job lined up sort of thing?
Yep.
Can you do a hybrid program? Could you do a part-time program, an online program, a night one of those
Yeah.
kind of alternative programs? And if so, I don't like get in. Like, I mean, maybe take it, maybe try it 2 more times, but it's not as big of a deal going to a low-ranked school if you know where you're going to work afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would have frank conversations with my employer if I were you, and I
Mhm.
would say, do you care where I go to law school? You know, if you're going to hire me, I mean, they obviously like you, otherwise they would
Mhm.
have not continued your employment for 7 years as a paralegal. So I'm sure you're good at your job. I'm sure they like you. If they want you to be a licensed attorney, I would ask them, one, will you pay for it?
Mm.
Two, do you even care where I go to law school? If you are going to work there and they don't care where you go, then yeah, I could see just apply and go. But if you want to have more options, um, boy, a 165 just opens doors, and you're capable of a 165. You've done it before.
Mhm.
So, as Josh said, my advice would be to take it 2 more times. I am sure that Angelica is thinking about taking it 1 more time, but that's why you've gone wrong in the past, Angelica, is that you've always been putting so much pressure on every official test. So, I want you to take it 2 more times, and I want you to expect that, the first next time you take it is just a practice test for the next one after that. Also, remember that all you got to do is just give LSAC some excuse for why you need to take it a sixth or seventh time. If you had any proctor problems at any of your prior attempts, they very frequently would grant you an appeal to take it a sixth time. So, I know you don't want to take it all those times, Angelica, but only your highest score counts, and you're capable of
Mhm.
so much better. And you've been putting too much pressure again on your individual attempts. So, if you have, big law aspirations, if you want to go fight it out on the open job market, you might
Government
need to go
job,
to a better
yeah.
school. And the so if you're going down that road, then I would definitely take it two more times. I would not register for an additional, I wouldn't register for that fourth attempt until, like, I want you to have a range of practice test scores that's solidly in the 160s at least, and then plan on taking it at least two more times. Then when you take your official test, you need to treat it like it's just another practice test.
Angelica also, in off and on for 2 years, has only increased her official score by 4 points
Yeah.
and her PT average by maybe 10 if you're generous.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is that she does not know how to review correctly.
Mm.
Um, we have our free plan, gives you access to 3 tests. You get explanations for every question on those 3 tests. Come and see what those explanations look like, and your job in reviewing once and she mentioned she doesn't have the money for another prep service or program. So you need Law Hub, get access to the tests, learn how to review the questions properly, come look at our explanations, learn what that's like, and start reviewing properly. And I think she could probably get that 165 as a more consistent number.
Yeah. Yeah, make the most of the LSAT Demon free account for sure. And if you find that you're resonating with our way of understanding the test, which you're a smart person, so you probably will. I mean, we understand the test basically through careful reading and common sense. If you're good at careful reading and common sense, which is kind of necessary if you're going to be a lawyer, um, I think you'll see that the test is easier than you've been making it out to be with whatever book and prep company and tutor,
Yeah. If you're diagramming,
all
if
that
you're,
diagramming and
yeah.
stuff. I feel like you're smart. I mean, a diagnostic of 150 is actually really good, and you could be like you probably took on so many bad strategies that are hurting you. Like it's just so unfortunate because you're paying money for people to tell you stupid things like read the question first or diagram the logical reasoning or whatever. And so that's it. You could be getting limited by the money you've paid out so far. You could probably forget all that, do it the demon way, read more carefully, keep listening to the podcasts, take full advantage of our free accounts. And then the last thing that I would say is you've been doing this on and off for 2 years, and that has its own expense. That's expensive for your job, that's expensive for your mental health, that's expensive
Mhm.
for your little kids. And I would just, remind you that your time is your most valuable resource. So if you're wondering whether it's worth it, I think you have to factor in how much time you've already spent and wasted. And, again, of course, I'm biased when I say this, but it could be the best money you ever spent to do 1 month of a demon subscription. I mean, it could blow your mind, and you could find that the test is way easier than you thought it was. You could immediately start scoring 165 to 170. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yep.
And it could totally change your life, for $95. So, um, yeah, I am biased when I say that. And if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But if you can afford it, it might, make every precious hour of your prep like actually do something, which the
Mhm.
the hours you've burnt on it so far doesn't seem like it's really done anything.
Yeah.
Last thoughts?
No, I think that's everything. Angelica, I know it must be, man, that November score must have been so discouraging. So
Yeah.
I hope that you'll take our advice, do this the right way, and I think you'll. I really think that she's got the capacity to be in the 165. Just some small changes.
Most people who have a diagnostic of 170, like I expect them to make it to 165 at least, but probably 170. So
Yeah,
I don't see why with a 150 diagnostic you can't get much higher than that. It is kind of bizarre that you scored on the third attempt, you scored lower than your original test and lower than that diagnostic of 150. Man, I don't know, you must be applying some really bad strategies. I am quite confident that you're racing the clock.
yeah,
You're also building up way too much pressure on the test. You're probably skipping around and you're just not understanding what you're reading if you're scoring in the 140s. I mean, you're it's unfortunate because I know you can do it.
yeah.
With a diagnostic of 150, you obviously can do it, but whatever you've been doing is not doing it. I mean, you're just not understanding what you're reading. So there is a fairly simple path to scoring much higher. It just means slow down, don't do as many questions, but get them right. Like actually solve the questions. And I know you can do it. And yeah, I mean, it means something that you've been a paralegal for 7 years. Like
Yes,
you
yes.
actually know what you're getting yourself into.
Yep.
And if you still, after 7 years as a paralegal, if you still want to be an attorney, then I believe in you more than I believe in most just typical new students I meet. So
Yeah. Yep.
I am sure you can do it, and I would definitely exhaust all 5 attempts before giving up.
Hmm. Yep. Completely agree.
Thanks,
Uh,
Angelica.
email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.